So, very good morning, all the participants. Today we will be discussing provisions relating to compromise arrangements and amalgamations, winding up of companies, NCLT rules, and some other sections also to the extent we can cover. Now, please tell me what is the basic meaning of compromise? What is the meaning of compromise? What do you understand by the word compromise? Any idea?
To settle on certain terms, sir.
Right. To settle for something less than what is due to you.
Yes, sir.
So this is the basic meaning. So that means some of the stakeholders, they are agreeing to certain terms less than what they were legally entitled for. And they agree because the other options may entail a longer period, may not be able to provide them effective solution. So they are looking for this solution. And after this compromise arrangement or amalgamation, there is no dissolution, there is no liquidation. So that is another advantage. Maybe that company is merged with some other company, their two companies are amalgamated and so on. Second thing, who is the adjudicating authority for this compromise arrangement and amalgamation?
NCLT, sir.
NCLT. Right. So NCLT is the adjudicating authority. So some of the stakeholders, maybe the creditors, maybe the shareholders, maybe the liquidator, they can put up a scheme of compromise arrangement or amalgamation before the NCLT. And then if the NCLT thinks fit, it may call the meeting. It may call the meeting also of the various stakeholders. And basically, this will be overseen by the NCLT. This entire proceeding will be overseen by NCLT. And if they ultimately agree, there will be notices to various authorities which are interested. Say SEBI, it's a listed company. So notice will go to SEBI also if they have any objection. And there is a time limit, probably 30 days. So within which they have to respond. Otherwise, it will be deemed that they don't have any objection. Similarly, IRDA, Electricity, GST department, Income Tax department. So whatever are the departments concerned, they will also be given notice by NCLT that whether they have any objection to this scheme of compromise or amalgamation or arrangement. So these are some of the basics. This is one of the favorite topics for case studies for the examiners. And they normally ask you 2-3 questions. So they will ask you 3 questions out of this, 3 to 4 maximum. And what are the probable questions? That what percentage is required in case you don't want to have a meeting of the contributors. So this is one of the favorite questions.
90%, sir.
So, and there are so many percentages, 90%, 75%, 10%. What is the rationale behind this 10%? Any idea? 10% is also one of the percentages in compromise arrangement and amalgamation. So what is that? Minority interest.
If the shareholders want to object to the
Right.
arrangement.
So the right of objection has to be met with a minimum threshold of 10% or more. Now, what will happen to those who don't agree to the scheme?
They can
Any
be
idea?
given an
Anyone?
exit option.
Right. So they have to be given the exit option. Now, at what price they will be given the exit option? Because it's an ongoing concern.
So valuation be depends
Right.
on.
So valuation is there. So we already know most of the provisions regarding compromise arrangement and amalgamation. Most of the things you can make out even by common sense. So now I would request CS Pooja ji to please guide us through the provisions of this CAA, and I will also pitch in wherever it is required. So over to Pooja Vasudeva ji.
Sir, am I supposed to read from the PPT?
You can share your PPT also. You can share this PPT.
From your PPT, sir, which you
Yes,
have.
yes.
Okay, sir.
Or you can open the Companies Act also. It's all up to you.
Right, sir.
Even on my website, Companies Act is available. The latest copy of Companies Act is available. So just let me share my screen also. And after that, you can do it on your own. Let me show you. Because many of you may not be having the latest copy of the Companies Act even. So if you go to my website, just let me show you. where you can get this copy. So this is my website. I hope now it is visible on your screen. So you go to Knowledge Bank and then you go to apps and then you go to corporate laws because it's corporate law. If you want income tax, then go to direct tax. If you want GST, go to indirect tax. So corporate laws, Companies Act 2013. And in Companies Act, you can go to the relevant chapter. You already know the chapter because all the chapters are not in our syllabus. So this is chapter 15, compromise arrangement and amalgamations. And the basic advantage of going through my website is that whenever the section refers to the word prescribed, so it will directly take you to that relevant regulation or rule. So you need not even keep a copy of the rules with you. So suppose you open this section 230 and there is some related rule. So it will automatically take you to that rule if you just click on the word prescribe. Now please, Pooja Vasudevaji, please carry on.
First of all, a little background regarding the compromise and arrangement. It
Right.
was going as per provisions of Companies Act 1956 till 14 December
Right.
2016.
You can open your video also if you are comfortable. It's up to you. If you are not, then no issues. Yes, please.
On 7th November 2016, Central Government issued a notification for enforcement of Section 230 to 233, 235, 240, 270 to 288 with effect from 15 December 2016. But still, rules for the same are not available. MCA, while notification dating 14 December 2016 has issued rules, that is the company's compromise arrangement and amalgamation rules 2016. These rules will be effective from 15 December 2016. Consequently, with effect from 15 December 2016, all the matters relating to compromises, arrangements, and amalgamation will be dealt as per provisions of Companies Act 2013 and Companies Compromise Arrangement and Amalgamation Rules 2016.
Right. So, madam, just pitch in. Actually, when this Companies Act was introduced, there were no rules for this. And reference was being had to the rules which were there in the Companies Act 1956. But thereafter, in 2019, rules were also made. And as of now, there are rules, there are sections. Yes, please.
First of all, Section 230 of Companies Act, NCLT to order meeting on application by company.
You can share your
Creditors.
screen also if you want. Or if you want me, I can share the screen.
Could you please, sir?
Yes, yes, definitely. I'll share the screen also. So I'll open the screen from my website. Just a minute. So I'll open the related section. Sudhakar ji, can you do it? Okay, no
yes, sir.
issue.
Yes, sir. I'll do it, sir.
Okay.
2 minutes दीजिए, sir.
You just open it from my website.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ.
ये कर रहा हूँ.
And you share your screen also.
Yes, sir.
A compromise or arrangement can be proposed between company, its creditors, or any class of them, or it can be between company and its members or any class of them.
Right. Whether
Where,
the liquidator can propose the scheme of compromise arrangement or amalgamation?
yes, sir, in case the company is in liquidation, then the liquidator can propose.
Right. And whether during CIRP also the scheme could be there?
No, sir.
It could be. Because in the resolution plan, there could be a possibility of merger, amalgamation, etc.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
We are reading section 233.
Just a minute. Sudhakar ji.
Yes, sir. कर रहा हूँ, sir. 1 minute, sir.
हाँ, कोई नहीं.
Section
So
232.
they can ask you these questions. So do you agree with me, Pooja Vasudevaji, that during CIRP also there could be a scheme of compromise
Then
arrangement?
the resolution plan, applicant can
Right,
propose such a scheme.
right. Just a minute, Sudhakar ji is opening a screen. Risha ji, good morning. Are you there?
Hello, good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Good morning ji, good morning. So message has come from Manju Mundra ji. She is CS from Indore. So she will be joining around 11:40. So she will be guiding us through the NCLT rules. Because NCLT rules are also not easily comprehensible. So definitely she being a company secretary, she will be able to guide us in a better way. Yes, Sudhakar ji.
सर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है सर.
कोई बात नहीं, मैं शेयर करता हूँ ना.
ठीक है सर.
मैं
सॉरी
शेयर करता हूँ. देखो मेरा क्या होता है, मैं अपनी कंपनी की भी ऐड करता रहता हूँ कि भाई
Yes.
मेरी वेबसाइट पे जाओ, मेरी वेबसाइट पे जाओ. अभी क्या हो गया, मोर देन 6 lakhs hits are there on my website as on date.
सर.
And more than 1,80,000 views on my channel. Because most of the videos I have now opened. So now they are open, most of them. All the latest videos are not yet open. So
सर
is
बट
my
हमारी पढ़ाई सर
is
बट
my
हमारी
screen
पढ़ाई
visible? Just a minute. I hope now it should be visible. Is it visible now?
Yes,
Very
sir.
visible, sir.
Yes. So
Correct.
section 230.
Visible.
Please. Please, madam. 230 subsection 1.
On an application made by a company creator, its creators or any class of them, or between a company and its members or any class, the tribunal may, on application of the company or any of the creator or member of the company, or in the case of a company which is being wound up of the liquidator, order a meeting of the creators or class of creators or of the members or class of members, as the case may be, to be called, held, and conducted in such manner as the tribunal directs.
Right. So here they are referring to a compromise or arrangement, but they are not referring to amalgamation. In section 230, if they ask you a question whether amalgamation is covered under section 230, so what should be your answer?
No, sir.
Ah.
It's in 230.
Because amalgamation is a different concept. Here, so what they are agreeing to? They are agreeing to get something less than what is due to them. So that is the basic meaning of compromise or arrangement. Arrangement could be by way of, say, memorandum of understanding. It could be through a resolution. So they agree to somewhat less than what they are due, and they will commit it before the NCLT in a certain way. So this is the basic meaning of compromise or arrangement. Yes, please carry on.
Arrangement includes a reorganization of the company's share capital by consolidation of shares of different classes or by division of shares into shares of different classes or by both of these methods.
Right. So it could be by any of these things. Yes, please.
The company or any other person by whom an application is made under subsection 1 shall disclose to the tribunal by affidavit all material facts relating to the company, such as latest financial position, latest auditor's report on the accounts of the company, and the pendency of any investigation or proceedings against the company.
సరే. Take care, Nana. Love you, baby.
Yes, please.
Reduction of share capital
you
of the
so much,
company, if
Nana.
any,
Love you,
included
baby.
in the compromise or arrangement.
Love you, Nana.
Any scheme of corporate debt restructuring consented to by not less than 75% of the secured creditors in value, including a creditor's responsibility statement in the prescribed form.
Right. So what is the prescribed form? If you want to go to the prescribed form, so what you will do? You will click this and you will get the prescribed form. So what is the prescribed form for this? The form number CA1. ठीक है, मैंने क्लिक किया तो ये क्या आ गया? ये फॉर्म आ गया, फॉर्म CAA1. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Yes, please.
Secondly, safeguards for the protection of other secured and unsecured creditors. Report by auditor that the fund requirements of the company after the corporate debt restructuring as approved shall conform to the liquidity test.
So
based
here,
upon-
what is the most important thing? The most important thing is any scheme of corporate debt restructuring consented to by not less than 75% of the secured creditors in value. So this percentage is very important. And they can ask you a question on this. In case of secured creditors, how many have to agree? So not less than 75%.
5%.
And in which form? CAA1. So we have to accordingly go on making our own notes. Thinking of the probable questions they may ask. So we have already covered lot of questions, whether this CAA is possible during CIRP, yes. Whether during liquidation, yes. Whether liquidator could propose a scheme, yes. And so many other things. Yes, please.
Report by the auditor that the fund requirements of the company after the corporate debt restructuring as approved shall conform to the liquidity test based upon the estimates provided to them by the board. Where the company proposes to adopt the corporate debt restructuring.
Now
guidelines-
here Pooja ji, what is the meaning of board? What is the meaning of the board here? So board here refers to board of directors and not to IBBA.
Yes, sir. Where the company proposes to adopt the corporate debt restructuring guidelines specified by RBI, a statement to that effect. A valuation report in respect of the shares and the property and all assets, tangible and intangible, movable and immovable of the company by a registered valuer. Where a meeting is proposed to be called in pursuance of an order of the tribunal under subsection 1, a notice of such meeting shall be sent to all the creditors or class of creditors and to all the members or class of members and debenture holders of the company individually at the address registered with the company, which shall be accompanied by a statement disclosing the details of the compromise or arrangement, a copy of the valuation report, if any, and explaining their effect on creditors, KMP, promoters and non-promoter members and the debenture holders and the effect of the compromise or arrangement on any material interest of the directors of the company or debenture trustees and such other matters as may be prescribed.
Now what is prescribed? So to know what is prescribed is we have to go to the relevant rule, and if we click on this as may be prescribed, so it will take us to the rule. Now what is the rule? Rule number 6. Now is rule number 6 visible on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so you can read the rule also. So accordingly, whenever you are reading, you just start from the act and then you click on the word prescribed and it will take you to the relevant rule and the latest one. Yes, please.
Notice of meeting. Where a meeting of any class or classes of creditors or members has been directed or to be convened, the notice of the meeting pursuant to the order of the tribunal to be given in the manner provided in subsection 3 of section 230 of the Act. It shall be in form CAA2 and shall be sent individually to each of the creditors or members.
So this is the second form CAA2. Form CAA1 we have already seen. Now it is form CAA2. What was CAA1? Sudhakar ji? Form CAA1 क्या था?
Sir, creditor responsibility statement.
Right. Very good, Trisha ji. CAA1. Yes. Now CAA2. Yes, please.
The notice shall be sent by the chairperson appointed for the meeting, or if the tribunal so directs, by the company or its liquidator, or any other person as the tribunal may direct by registered post or speed post or by courier or by email.
Now here there is an important question. What is this chairman? This chairman is not the chairman of the company. This is the chairman appointed for the meeting
by the NCLT.
Right. So this chairman is the chairman of the meeting. He is not the chairman of the board of company. So this is the point we have to understand. Yes, please.
Or by courier or by email or by hand delivery or any other mode as directed by the tribunal to their last known address at least 1 month before the date fixed for the meeting.
Right. So 1 month prior to that. Yes.
Explanation. It is hereby clarified that the service of notice shall be deemed to have been effected in case of delivery by post at the expiration of 48 hours after the letter containing the same is posted.
Right.
The notice of the meeting to the creditors and members shall be accompanied by a copy of the scheme of compromise or arrangement if such details are not already included in the said scheme. Details of the order of tribunal directing the calling, convening, and conducting of the meeting, date of the order, date, time, and venue of the meeting.
Hmm.
And then we have some details which are to be included.
Right. So we can summarily go through these details. Yes, please.
Yes.
Now,
If the
हाँ,
If the scheme of compromise or arrangement relates to more than one company, the fact and details of any relationship subsisting between such companies who are parties to such scheme of compromise or arrangement, including holding, subsidiary, or of associate companies.
hmm.
The date of the board meeting at which the scheme was approved by board of directors, including the name of the directors who voted in favor of the resolution, who voted against the resolution, and who did not vote or participate on such resolution.
Hmm.
And with the notice, there should be explanatory statement disclosing details of the scheme of compromise or arrangement, including parties involved in such compromise or arrangement in case of amalgamation or merger, appointed date, effective date, share exchange ratio, and other considerations, if any. Summary of valuation report, including basis of valuation and
Now,
fairness.
what is the share exchange ratio? Any idea? Anyone? पूजा जी आप मत बोलिएगा, आपके अलावा कोई बोले। ये शेयर एक्सचेंज रेशियो क्या है? कुछ आइडिया लगता है?
Sir, in the ratio in which shares of the amalgamated company issued in the amalgamated company.
Right. So actually there are two companies. One prior to amalgamation, second after the amalgamation, because they are different entities. So in what they are already holding shares in a particular company. Suppose two companies are being merged, and now there are two companies, say company A and company B. So company A is being merged with company B. So what the shareholders of company A will get, because now they will be getting the shares of company B. So what shall be the ratio and based on the valuation? Yes, please. So
Sir,
all this is very easily understandable. If we
Sir,
just
what is the meaning of relative number?
हाँ जी,
ये relative number का क्या मतलब है?
कहाँ लिखा है रिलेटिव नंबर?
ये इसी शेयर एक्सचेंज रेशियो में कि उनको जो आप कह रहे हैं ना कि टारगेट कंपनी को मिलते हैं उनके सम रिलेटिव नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, वो क्या होता है? मींस
नहीं
जो
नहीं 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 नहीं, देखिए ऐसा है कि भाई देखो, जितने भी शेयर होते हैं आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर होता है उसका, रिलेटिव नंबर नहीं। मतलब व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज, सपोज देयर आर टू कंपनीज, कंपनी ए इज बीइंग मर्ज्ड विद कंपनी बी, so now the shareholders of company A are already having some shares, so they will get some shares in company B, maybe for 5 shares but they will get one, like this.
ओके
So that is the exchange ratio. Yes, please. Yes, Pooja ji.
Summary of valuation report, including basis of valuation and fairness opinion of the registered valuer, if any, and the declaration that the valuation report is available for inspection at the registered office of the company. Details of capital or debt restructuring, if any.
Now
Rationale.
they can ask you this question also, कि whether the valuation report is available, whether it is available to the stakeholders. The answer is yes. So anybody can have access to this valuation report because it is going to be a transparent thing.
Details of capital or debt restructuring. Rationale for the compromise or arrangement.
But it will be available only to the parties involved, not to an outsider. ऐसा नहीं कोई मजे लेने के लिए वैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट देख ले, नहीं। किसको मिलेगी ये? पार्टीज इन्वॉल्व।
सर ये आप रूल्स में से पढ़ रहे हैं कि सेक्शन में से पढ़ रहे हैं?
सेक्शन के बाद में रूल्स पर चले गए। हम अपनी वेबसाइट से पढ़ रहे हैं, CRK गुप्ता
अच्छा अच्छा,
.com।
मैं क्योंकि बुक में देख रही हूँ तो मुझे मिल नहीं रहा।
नहीं देखिए, उसको आपको साथ रूल पढ़ने, इसीलिए मैंने बताया ना, अगर आप ऑनलाइन पढ़ेंगे, अब आपको मेरी स्क्रीन नजर आ रही होगी। स्क्रीन नजर आ रही है जूम की? नहीं
सर एक्चुअली मेरे मोबाइल में तो इतना नहीं दिख रहा, तो मैंने एक्ट रखा हुआ है अपने सामने, लेकिन रूल्स नहीं है मेरे सामने।
ओके, नहीं तो आप रूल्स को भी फ्लैग कर लीजिए। तो रूल्स फ्लैग करके रूल्स के हिसाब से पढ़ लीजिए। आपके पास कौन सा कंपनीज एक्ट है, कौन से ईयर का है?
सर एक्चुअली मैंने सिर्फ एक्ट का ही प्रिंट आउट लिया हुआ है और रूल्स अभी लिया ही नहीं है, सोच के कि कोई कहते हैं कि नहीं है हमारे कोर्स में रूल्स।
देखिए ऐसा है, एक्ट के प्रिंट आउट की जरूरत नहीं है आज की डेट में। आज की डेट में प्रिंट आउट की क्या जरूरत है?
सर थोड़ा
प्रिंट आउट
समझ
पे
आ
देखो इतनी कॉस्ट लगती है, प्रिंट आउट की जरूरत क्या? आप सीधा ही लैपटॉप पे या आईपैड पे या टीवी पे भी आजकल तो कनेक्ट हो जाता है, तो टीवी पे भी आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हो।
तो ठीक है सर, अभी आप रूल्स से पढ़ रहे हैं ना?
यस, हम बीच बीच में रूल्स पर, जहां हम एक्ट से ही पढ़ रहे हैं और जहां रूल पर जाने की जरूरत है वहां रूल पर चले जाते हैं और रूल से पढ़ते हैं, दोबारा एक्ट पर आ जाते हैं, ऐसे। हाँ जी,
ठीक है
प्लीज
सर।
करिए। हाँ जी।
Benefits of the compromise or arrangement as perceived by the board of directors to the company, members, creditors, and others as applicable. Amount due to unsecured creditors. Disclosure about the effect of compromise or arrangement on KMPs, directors, promoters, non-promoter members, depositors, creditors, debenture holders, deposit trustee and debenture trustee, and employee of the company. Disclosure about
ट्रस्टी
effect
क्या
of
हुआ? डिबेंचर ट्रस्टी क्या हुआ?
देखिए ऐसा होता है, if there are more than 500 debenture holders in a company, so there is a requirement by SEBI that you have to appoint a debenture trustee. Debenture trustees are basically bankers, so you have to obtain a license from SEBI for being a debenture trustee. So debenture trustee, by virtue of a terms of arrangement with the debenture holders, it takes care of the interest of the debenture holders. If there is a CIRP or liquidation, then also he is authorized to be a representative in those meetings. So that is the concept of debenture trustee. Yes, please.
Disclosure about effect of compromise or arrangement on material interest or directors, KMP, and debenture trustee.
उमेश जी, आपको पता होता है या वैसे मजे लेने के लिए पूछते हैं आप?
सर बिल्कुल सर, क्यों नहीं, अपनी नॉलेज तो बढ़ानी है।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि आपको पहले से ही पता होता है, आप ऐसे पूछते हो मजे लेने के लिए, ऐसा तो नहीं है ना?
नो नो नॉट सर, नॉट सर, बाकी सबका भी तो फायदा होना चाहिए जो
आप ऑलरेडी इतने नॉलेजेबल हैं। हाँ जी, हाँ जी, प्लीज
सर,
प्लीज करिए।
आप हम सबके गुरु हैं, हम मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ।
अरे मैं गुरु गुरु कुछ नहीं हूँ, मैं गुरु घंटाल हूँ, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता। बट ये है कि थोड़ा 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 पढ़ पढ़ के बस आ गया है, और कुछ नहीं है, ऐसी कोई बात
नो
नहीं।
नो सर।
यस प्लीज।
Explanation. For the purpose of these rules, it is clarified that the term interest extends beyond an interest in the shares of the company and is with reference to the proposed scheme of compromise or arrangement. The valuation report shall be made by registered valuer until the registration of persons report shall be made by an independent merchant banker who is registered with the SEBI or an independent chartered accountant in practice having a minimum experience of 10 years. Investigation or proceedings, if any, pending against the company under the Act. Details of the availability of following documents for obtaining extract from or for making or obtaining copies of or for inspection by members and creditors, namely latest audited financial statements of the company, including consolidated financial statements, copy of order of the tribunal in persons of which the meeting is to be convened or has been dispensed with, copy of scheme of compromise or arrangement, contracts or agreements material to the compromise or arrangement, certificate issued by auditor of the company to the effect that the accounting treatment, if any, proposed in the scheme of compromise or arrangement is in conformity with the accounting standards prescribed under Section 133 of the Companies Act.
So now, what are the accounting standards which are prescribed under section 133? So what we will do, we'll just made a control enter. So it will take you to the accounting standards. What are those accounting standards? You can read from here.
Section 133, the central government may prescribe the standards of accounting or any addendum thereto as recommended by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, constituted under Section 3 of Chartered Accountants Act 1949, in consultation with and after examination of the recommendations made by NFRA. Provided that until the National Financial Reporting Authority is constituted under Section 132 of the Companies Act, the central government may prescribe the standards of accounting or any addendum thereto as recommended by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, constituted under Section 3 of Chartered Accountants Act 1949, in consultation with or after examination of the recommendations made by National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standards, constituted under Section 210 of.
We welcome Manju Mundra ji. She has also been kind enough to join us, and she will be guiding us through the NCLT rules.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
So in the meantime, madam, please tell me whenever you want to take over. We are just discussing.
No, let her complete.
Yes, yes.
3, 4, 5 minutes, then I'll just take over.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ji. Thank you. So another important thing, what the question could be out of this rule is that who can do the valuation. So if you read the explanation, Pooja Vasudeva ji, can you elaborate who could be a registered valuer? Whether it has to be a registered valuer as per the valuation rules? Who could be a registered valuer? It could be a registered valuer registered with IBBI, or any other person also can do this valuation.
The
I'm
valuation.
registered with IBBI.
हाँ, ये नजर आ रहा है ना हमारे को, है ना, रजिस्टर्ड विद सेबी और इंडिपेंडेंट चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट इन प्रैक्टिस हैविंग ए मिनिमम
Minimum
एक्सपीरियंस
experience
ऑफ,
of 10 years.
हाँ ठीक है। चलिए ये भी हो गया हमारा, ये तो कंप्लीट कर लिया हमने। नाउ लेट अस गो टू दी सेक्शन। ठीक है, एक 230 कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं हम लोग। ये 230 चल रहा था ना हमारा, चलिए यहां पर थे हम लोग। यस प्लीज, प्रोवाइडेड दैट।
Provided is such notice and other documents shall also be placed on the website of the company if any, and in case of a listed company, these documents shall be sent to SEBI and stock exchange where the securities of the companies are listed for placing on their website and shall also be published in newspapers in such manner as may be prescribed.
नाउ लेट अस सी व्हाट इज द मैनर प्रेस्क्राइब्ड, है ना भाई। मैनर प्रेस्क्राइब्ड क्या है, मैनर प्रेस्क्राइब्ड भी देख लेते हैं। ये है मैनर प्रेस्क्राइब्ड।
Advertisement of notice of the meeting. The notice of the meeting under subsection 3 of section 230 of the Act shall be advertised in Form CAA2 in at least one English newspaper and in at least one vernacular newspaper having wide circulation in the state in which the registered office of the company is situated, or such newspaper as may be directed by tribunal, and shall also be placed not less than 30 days before the date fixed for the meeting on the website of the company of the SEBI and the recognized stock exchange where securities of the company are listed. Provide that where separate meetings of classes of creditors or members are to be held, a joint advertisement for such meetings may be given.
So here, what is important in this rule? The importance is English newspaper, vernacular. This we can easily remember. Form number CAA2,
Yes, sir.
and then 30 days before the date fixed for the meeting on the website of the SEBI and recognized stock exchange. Yes, please. Next, provided further that.
Provided further that where the notice for the meeting is also issued by way of an advertisement, it shall include the time within which copies of the compromise or arrangement shall be made available to the concerned persons free of charge from the registered office of the company. A notice under subsection 3 shall provide that the persons to whom the notice is sent may vote in the meeting either themselves or through proxies or by postal ballot to the adoption of the compromise or arrangement within 1 month from the date of receipt of such notice. Provided that any objection to the compromise or arrangement shall be made only by persons holding not less than 10% of the shareholding or having debt amounting to not less than 5% of the total outstanding debt as per the latest audited.
Right. So this is also important, that objection can be made by whom? Not less than 10% of the shareholding or having outstanding debt amounting to not less than 5%. So they can set a question on this also. So you have to accordingly remember. Yes, please. Next.
A notice under subsection 3, along with all the documents in such form as may be prescribed, shall also be sent to the central government, the income tax authorities, RBI, SEBI, registrar, the respective stock exchanges, official liquidator, Competition Commission of India established under subsection 1 of section 7 of the Competition Act 2002, if necessary, and such other sectoral regulators or authorities which are likely to be affected by the compromise or arrangement, and shall require that representations, if any, to be made by them shall be made within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of such notice, failing which it shall be presumed that they have no representations to make on the proposals. Where at a meeting held in persons of subsection 1, majority of persons representing 3/4 in value of the creditors or class of creditors or members or class of members, as the case may be, voting in person or by proxy or by postal ballot, agree to any compromise or arrangement, and if such compromise or arrangement is sanctioned by the tribunal by an order, the same shall be binding on the company, all the creditors or class of creditors or members or class of members, as the case may be, or in case of a company being wound up on the liquidator and the contributories of the company.
So this is also important. Not less than 3/4 in value of the creditors. Those who are present.
Sir, can I take over because I have to go by 11?
Yes. Just a minute. Yes, please.
Yes.
So we would request Pooja ji to stop in between, and we would request Manju Mundra ji to please guide us through the provisions of NCLT. Yes, please. We welcome you, madam. Haan ji.
Thanks a lot, sir. First of all, I must thank you for remembering me after such a long time.
Yes.
And I have taken the class of sir for clearing my IBC in the COVID period.
Yes.
So from that period, I am connected with the sir, and I'm really grateful for the sir that he is doing such a good job for spreading the knowledge of IBC and other areas. I'm not
Madam,
prepared.
more than
Yeah.
500 students have passed through my efforts till now.
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
आप बताइए सर कितने हो गए होंगे? It's now 5-6 years
हाँ,
you are
yes.
doing. तो more than 2,000, 3,000 और ये बहुत कम है सर.
नहीं, मेरे थ्रू 500 से ज्यादा पास हो गए हैं, ऑल्दो आई
500 से ज्यादा. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
हाँ 500 से ज्यादा
बहुत
पास.
बढ़िया सर.
टोटल 4,000 तो है ही, 4,500 टोटल है इंडिया में.
हाँ
तो
तो
आउट ऑफ 4,500 इफ आई एम कंट्रीब्यूटिंग मोर देन 10%, तो इट्स
it's enough. Yeah sir.
हाँ
That's
जी,
right. That's right sir.
यस प्लीज मैडम.
तो सर मैंने कोई पीपीटी तैयार नहीं करी है
कोई
ना
जरूरत नहीं है
एवरीथिंग
मैडम.
की.
If
मॉर्निंग
you
में
want,
सर ने बोला आई जस्ट वांट टू गिव द प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द मर्जर्स इन अंडर एनसीएलटी.
right, please.
Yes. NCLT mergers and amalgamations or demergers, as you know, are under the Companies Act, Section 230. 232 is the main section. There are two types of mergers under the Companies Act. One is through the NCLT, another is through the RD, that is fast track merger. So in fast track merger, if there are small companies, then they can go for the fast track merger. If they are not the small company, then they have to see the route of the NCLT only. Now, there are few important points that we have to keep in mind before going for the mergers. First of that if a company is a listed company, then SEBI will be there. If the company is an NBFC company, then the RBI will be there. If the company is under the Competition Commission of India, then we have to take the permission of the Competition Commission of India. Apart from that, one most important point to take the decision of the merger is the stamp duty. Whether there are immovable properties in under the company which is being transferred to the transferee company. If there are immovable properties, then stamp duty will be applicable according to the state of the, whether it is in Mumbai or MP or another state, it will be according to that. So these are the main important points to consider before deciding about the mergers. Then will come under the process of mergers. There are two steps under the NCLT mergers. First step, after deciding the merger, we have to appoint various consultants like valuer, fairness opinion, and practicing company secretary or the advocate who can draft the scheme and can do all the NCLT provisions compliances. Now, if the company is a listed company, then first we have to prepare all these documents and we have to file it with the SEBI, with the BSE or NSE where the company is listed. If it is listed in both the stock exchanges, then we have to file in principle approval ke liye application we have to file with both the stock exchanges. And it almost takes 3 months to 6 months. BSE and NSE takes almost 3 months to 6 months to provide us the NOC for going to the NCLT. Then we prepared an application of first stage, that is called first motion application. And in that, what is the main point? The main point is that where there are shareholders, creditors, unsecured creditors, secured creditors, then we have to convene the meeting of all these creditors and shareholders. And for that, we need the permission of the NCLT that we can conduct the meeting of the shareholders or secured creditors and unsecured creditors to get their approval for the scheme of amalgamation, what is prepared and approved by the board of directors. In this stage, we can do the two things. Either we have to call the meetings, or we can get the dispensation of the meetings on the ground that we have got the consent of all the secured creditors, unsecured creditors, and shareholders for the scheme of amalgamation. In this case, under Section 230, we have the provision that at least 90% of the secured creditors and unsecured creditors have given their consent that meetings are not required to be held, and we are through with the scheme and we dispense it with, then NCLT can consider it and can give us the dispensation. इस स्टेज में क्या होता है, when we got the dispensation, then our process time comes less, because at least 2 months period we require for holding the meetings. 30 days notice, abhi madam pad rahi thi, 30 days notice is required. We have to publish the advertisement in the newspaper. We have to give all the advertisements and in newspaper, notice, etc. to the stock exchanges also where the companies are listed. If the company is not listed, then it becomes easy for them to get the consent of the secured creditors, unsecured creditors, or shareholders. Then time is less. I have done merger of a listed company in a period of 5 months only, because in that case I got the dispensation of the meetings on the ground, on the different ground that I created in the application. So that is also possible, but we have to study the various orders given by the NCLT and take out the concept, take out the provision on the ground of which the NCLT has given the dispensation. So this is very important, how to interpret the law, how to take the dispensation of the meetings, because in few cases what happens under the private companies also, when there are more than 30-35 unsecured creditors, then normally the NCLT takes all the steps to see whether you have received the consent of all the unsecured creditors or not, because they have to take care of the interest of the stakeholders. So in the first stage of application, we file the application for dispensation of the meetings or order of the NCLT for convening the meetings. If we have to convene the meetings, then we have to advertise in the newspaper. We have to draft the notice with explanatory statement, which is a very lengthy document. In explanatory statement, we have to give all types of information, and we have to attach all type of documents like valuation report, fairness opinion, list of shareholders, list of creditors, report of the meetings. So many documents are to be attached. Around 20 to 25 documents are required to be attached with the notice of the NCLT convened meetings. So in that case, we have to give the time of 30 days, and after 30 days we have to convene the meetings. And nowadays for the listed companies, the meeting is to be convened through e-voting only. So e-voting process is to be complied with, and then scrutinizer is to be appointed, chairman is to be appointed. That is the discretion of the NCLT whether they provide the name of a chairman or scrutinizer, or they can normally they provide the name which we suggest them in our application. So according to that, the meetings are being convened, and the results of the meeting is required to be filed with the NCLT by the chairman of the meetings. One person can be the chairman of all three types of meetings: secured creditors, unsecured creditors, or chairman, or the shareholders meeting, all the three meetings. So these meetings are required in the case of transferee company and transferor company also. There I would like to tell you one more point. If both the companies are in the same state, then we can file a joint application. If both the companies are in different states, then we have to file different application in both the states. Like I have filed one application in Indore and one application in Ahmedabad. I am Indore based. So I filed one application in Indore and one application for the transferors in Ahmedabad. So after the order of the Ahmedabad, then only the transferee company's NCLT bench gives the final order. So in these cases, different applications and different documents are required to be filed in different NCLT benches. Once we are through with the meetings and chairman's report, etc., then within a period of 7 days, we have to file second motion petition. Second motion petition is for the approval of the scheme of amalgamation, basically. And at this stage, the NOC or the representation of various authorities becomes important. Various authorities means RD, ROC, official liquidator, then RBI, income tax authorities. And if a company is an NBFC, then RBI is important. If the company has NRI shareholders and like so foreign national shareholders, then RBI is also coming in the picture. In Competition Commission of India comes into picture when the companies are very large sizes and more than 1,000 crores they have assets and like that. So normally that is not coming under the normal companies. So RD, ROC, OL, income tax authorities, RBI, all these comes into picture. So we have to file the notice of hearing of the petition with all the authorities, and also give advertisement in 2 newspapers, English and vernacular, and file the affidavit with the NCLT that we have complied with the order of the NCLT regarding advertisement of the in the newspapers and giving notice to all the authorities. In this case, we give the timeline of 30 days to all the authorities. Nowadays, NCLT is being very particular that you should give the representation within a period of 30 days. They are just avoiding to give them more time. However, they are providing more time, but they are avoiding it. So in such cases, after that, we receive a letter from the authorities like RD and OL and RBI. If RBI is in the picture, they need a voluminous documents, voluminous information about the scheme of merger and about the companies. And the most important point is that if we have not complied any of the provisions, then ROC and RD will give the notice of that you have not filed this form, you have not filed Ben2 form is a very important point nowadays, because every ROC and RD is making a point of that beneficial owner details you have not filed. So they ROC gives its report to the RD, and RD asks us the various questions and then gives his representation whether he is through this or not. Likewise, OL is asking various questions with us, and in such case, one important point is that OL is appointing an independent auditor also, that he can audit our accounts, our all the documents, and give report to the official liquidator that what is the minus points and what are the plus points. And after getting the report of the auditor, official liquidator gives us his representation. After getting their representation, we are required to reply those representations in the form of affidavit and file it with the NCLT. Nowadays, you know that everything is to be filed online also and offline also. We have to first file online, e-filing NCLT portal, and then we have to file with the receipt of online filing. We have to file it with the NCLT bench physically also, because NCLT bench are now in a hybrid mode. Few persons and few judges are physically present, and few judges are present online also. So after receiving all the representation of all the authorities, whether it is OL, RD, RBI, income tax authorities, then only the NCLT considers about the approval of the scheme of amalgamation. Because all authorities representation is very important. When there are any query or any point or any negative remark by the authorities, then we have to comply with that. Like there are income tax demand, then we have to pay the income tax demand. Likewise, we have to comply all the points given by the authorities. And after that only the NCLT gives us the permission for the scheme of amalgamation. Then final order comes for the NCLT from the NCLT, and then scheme is approved. One more important point is whatever is the immovable properties or whatever are the assets of the transferor company or companies, we have to give the list of that in our second motion application, and that is also part of the order of the NCLT. What are the parts of order of NCLT? Order plus scheme plus the list of all the assets which are to be transferred to the transferee company. So these are the broad points of the NCLT merger. And in this, we have to comply with the Companies Act and as well as NCLT rules provided under the Companies Act for the compromise arrangement. And we have to give all the details according to the NCLT rules, forms according to the NCLT rules, and we have to see the step-by-step provisions of the NCLT rules. Whatever the sir was going to read that NCLT rules and section of the Companies Act are most important under the provisions for the mergers, amalgamations, demergers, or any type of corporate restructuring, like you have some arrangement with the creditors. Then also we have to go through this step-by-step provisions of the NCLT rules. So these are the broad criteria of the broad points about the mergers and amalgamation. I am doing the mergers and amalgamation for the listed companies, for the NBFC also, and for the private companies also. So right now I am going through the RBI process. RBI is asking so many questions for the NBFC mergers, So that is also very important. If we have not complied any provision of the RBI, they are not going to give us the NOC. So
Madam,
first we have to.
Madam, any points for tax planning somewhere? Whether we can suggest it to our businessmen that they should go in for this? If there are any advantages you could point out? Say
Sir, for
on
the
tax point or some other point?
सर टैक्स पॉइंट में इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट ये होता है कि अगर आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा अनएब्जॉर्ब डेप्रिसिएशन या लॉसेस है तो नॉर्मली अवॉइड करती है एनसीएलटी. देयर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज वेदर द कंपनीज नेटवर्थ इज पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव.
Okay.
If there is negative, then they are more conscious about the scheme, whether they are hiding anything or tax evading scheme of amalgamation is there or not. So they are very conscious about this. Nowadays, their first question is whether the net worth of the companies are positive or not. If negative, then they'll see the provisions of the income tax also.
Okay. This is one point. And anything on stamp duty which you would like to say?
Stamp duty, what happens, this is in MP, this is 5% of the convinced date, because what is the order of the NCLT, that is known as convinced date. And on order of the NCLT, we have to give 5% stamp duty. This is very important, and within a period of 60 days of the order, we have to file an application with the collector of stamps regarding the transfer of immovable properties from the name of transferor to the transferee. And they give us the order to comply with the stamp duty. So that is 5% plus others also. So in my case, it is coming around 10%.
Okay.
What is eligibility criteria for fast track merger?
The fast track
It can be
merger can be
visible
done by
early.
the small companies only, as defined under the Companies Act, whose turnover is 40 crores and 40 crores and less than
Section
40 crores.
285. Section 2, subsection 85 is there for small companies.
Yes, 4 crores and 40 crores.
4 crores.
Paid up
4
capital,
crores paid up capital
less
and
than
40
4
crores.
crores and turnover less than 40 crores. Those companies can go to the fast track merger route only.
Okay. Anything,
And-
just a quick on startups, if anything on startups? Whether startups can also-
Startups merger या only startups?
merger.
स्टार्टअप्स में भी मर्जर सर ऐसे हो रहे हैं कि अभी नाउअडेज स्टार्टअप्स शुड बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट देयर ऑल द कंप्लायंसेस. क्या हो रहा है अभी
Okay.
स्टार्टअप्स बहुत ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
परसेंटेज इज वेरी लेस, 15-10%. few are the unicorns, and
Right.
others object is to sell their startups. So
Right.
when there is an object to sell their startup, then the provision of mergers will come, because they will sell their startups and provision of merger will come. So that will be the same process. Either they are the small company, then that can go for the fast track merger, and if they are not the small company, then they have to go to the NCLT for their merger scheme. So that is for the startups also.
Okay. Thank you so much, madam.
It's all right, sir. Thanks a
Thank you
lot to
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much. It was really nice, and
Thank
we'll
you,
keep
sir.
inviting you.
So
Thank
it was
you.
really very short and broad process.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really feel enlightened. Anjan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you so much, madam. On behalf of all of us, thank you so much.
Anjan.
And
Thanks a lot,
a
sir.
lot of practical experience you have shared with us. Great.
Yes,
Right.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Right.
I'm
Thank
really
you.
grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anjan.
Okay, sir.
Anjan. Okay. So now, Pooja Vasudevaji, you can continue.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm leaving, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. Anjan. Pooja Vasudevaji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm-
please. So I think we can continue from point number 7. So far we have seen how many percentages? 75%, 3/4, 10%, 5%, 90%. So these are some of the percentages we have seen till now. And they could set questions on these percentages. Yes, please.
An order made by the tribunal under subsection 6 shall provide for all or any of the following matters, namely, where the compromise or arrangement provides for conversion of preference shares into equity shares, such preference shareholders shall be given an option to either obtain arrears of dividend in cash or accept equity shares equal to the value of the dividend payable. The protection of any class of creditors If the compromise or arrangement results in variation of the shareholders' rights, it shall be given effect to under the provisions of Section 48. If the compromise or arrangement is agreed to by the creditors under subsection 6, any proceedings pending before the board for industrial and financial reconstruction established under Section 4 of the Sikh Industrial Company Special Provisions Act 1985 shall abate. Such other matters, including exit offer to dissenting shareholders, if any, as are in the opinion of the tribunal, necessary to effectively implement the terms of the compromise or arrangement, provided that no compromise or arrangement shall be sanctioned by the tribunal unless a certificate by the company's auditor has been filed with the tribunal to the effect that the accounting treatment, if any, proposed in the scheme of compromise or arrangement is in conformity with the accounting standards prescribed under Section 133. The order of the tribunal shall be filed with the registrar by the company within a period of 30 days of the receipt of the order. The tribunal may dispense with calling of meeting of creditor or class of creditors where such creditors or class of creditors having at least 90% value agree and confirm by way of affidavit to the scheme of compromise or arrangement.
So they set a question on this point, clause number 9. 90%, very important. You must remember this. कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट में कुछ नहीं भी पढ़े तो ये 90% तो जरूर याद रखें. अगर केस स्टडी आ गई तो इस पर सवाल जरूर आता है कि डिस्पेंसिंग ऑफ मीटिंग कब होगा. 90%.
No compromise or arrangement in respect of any buyback of securities under this section shall be sanctioned by the tribunal unless such buyback is in accordance with provisions of section 68.
हाँ, अब देखो बाईबैक भी हमारे सिलेबस में है तो सेक्शन 68 भी क्विकली देख लेते हैं कि सेक्शन 68 क्या कहता है. ये है हमारा सेक्शन 68. सेक्शन 68 एक मिनट, 68 कहाँ चला गया. ये मैं बाकी वाले बंद कर देता हूँ, इसमें एक्स्ट्रा खुल जाते हैं ना. ये भी खुल, 6 भी हो गया, 133 भी हो गया, वो ये भी हो गया, डिस्क्लोजर भी. वो क्या होता है, बहुत सारे खुलते रहते हैं इसमें, जैसे जैसे क्लिक करते रहते हैं. ये 68 आ गया, नजर आ रहा ना.
हाँ जी.
हाँ, 68
Order of company to purchase a
ये भी
stock.
सिलेबस में है. हाँ जी.
Section 68, subsection 1, notwithstanding anything contained in this act, but subject to the provisions of subsection 2, a company may purchase a
मैडम आप हमें ना इसका समरी बता दीजिए. 68 का समरी क्या है, बेसिकली थोड़ा पढ़ के बता दीजिए ताकि हम, मेन तो अपना वही है. तो 68 पर हमारे को बेसिकली है क्या.
सर, बायबैक कर कहाँ से सकते हैं? फ्री रिजर्व्स के थ्रू कर सकते हैं,
हाँ.
सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम अकाउंट या प्रोसीड्स ऑफ इशू ऑफ एनी शेयर्स और अदर स्पेसिफाइड
तो अगर वो केस स्टडी इस पर देता है ना बाईबैक पर, तो इसमें से क्वेश्चन पूछ लेता है कि भाई बाईबैक होगा किस में से. हाँ जी, प्लीज नेक्स्ट.
No buyback of any kind of shares or other security shall be made out of proceeds of an earlier issue of same kind of shares or same kind of other specified securities. और इसके लिए सबसे पहले जरूरी है कि आर्टिकल्स में ऑथराइज होना चाहिए बायबैक, और जनरल मीटिंग में स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन के थ्रू पास होना चाहिए. बायबैक Nothing contained in this clause shall apply to case where buyback is 10% or less of the total paid up capital or free reserves. It has been authorized by board by means of resolution passed at this meeting, and buyback is 25% or less of the aggregate of paid up capital and free reserves.
तो
The ratio of aggregate.
देयर आर सम कंडीशंस है ना. तो बाईबैक का भी आप एक कंडीशंस देख लीजिएगा. 68 ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसमें से कई बार सवाल पूछ लेता है. तो चलिए हम दोबारा अपने सेक्शन 230 पर ही चलते हैं. यहां पर थे हम लोग 230. यस प्लीज. नंबर 11. यस.
Any compromise arrangement may include takeover offer made in such manner as may be prescribed.
हाँ, एक बार देख लेते हैं क्या प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है. प्रेस्क्राइब्ड क्या है? प्रेस्क्राइब्ड ये है. प्रेस्क्राइब में फिर दोबारा वो आपको रूल पर ही ले जाता है. ये रूल है ना पूरा, ये पूरे का पूरा रूल है. हाँ.
Okay.
चलिए दोबारा चलते हैं हम अपना. यस, पॉइंट नंबर 12.
Provided it in case of listed companies, takeover takeover offer shall be as per regulations framed by SEBI. An aggrieved party may make an application to tribunal in the event of any grievances with respect to the takeover offer of companies other than listed companies in such manner as may be prescribed, and the tribunal may on application pass such order as it may deem fit. For the removal of doubts, it is hereby clarified that the provision of section 66 shall not apply to the reduction of share capital effected in portions of the order of tribunal under this section.
तो अब देखिए हमने सेक्शन 230 पूरा पूरा पढ़ लिया, ठीक है। तो सेक्शन 230 में मेन बातें क्या रही हमारे पास, थोड़ा अगर हम समराइज करें इसको तो क्या रहा। पूजा जी थोड़ा सा समराइज कर दीजिए इसको 2 मिनट में कि सेक्शन 230 में हमने क्या क्या पढ़ लिया।
सर कॉम्प्रोमाइज और अरेंजमेंट कंपनी इसके क्रेडिटर्स या इनके मेंबर्स के बीच में हो सकता है। सेकेंडली जो
अच्छा
क्वेश्चन लगेगी,
अच्छा एनसीएलटी खुद कह सकता है कि कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर लो। एनसीएलटी किसी कंपनी को कह सकता है कि भाई आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज करो या अरेंजमेंट करो या अमेलगमेशन करो या नहीं, यस और नो?
सर नहीं, एप्लीकेशन पे ही होगा।
No, sir.
एप्लीकेशन फाइल
एप्लीकेशन हैज टू बी बाय द कंपनी, इनिशिएशन हैज टू बी डन बाय द कंपनी। एनसीएलटी खुद नहीं ऑर्डर कर सकता, लेकिन आगे हम पढ़ेंगे दूसरे सेक्शंस में जहां पर गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज है वहां एक अलग प्रोसीजर है ना, वो दूसरे सेक्शन आगे आगे आएंगे वो। चलिए प्लीज, हाँ जी। तो 230 पढ़ लिया हमने, है ना। 230 में ये बताइए कि 75% का रोल कहां पर है, 75% कहां पर आता है? 75%
कॉर्पोरेट डेट रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग जो सिक्योर्ड क्रेडिट उसमें उस केस में चाहिए होती है, सिक्योर्ड क्रेडिटर्स की 75% को।
और 3/4 कहां पर आता है? 3/4 भी हमने पढ़ा था ना, रूल में पढ़ा था हमने। 3/4 आता है ना जब रेजोल्यूशन पास करनी होती है, तो वो 3/4 मेजोरिटी से पास।
जनरल मीटिंग में सर 3/4
हाँ। और 10% कहां पर आता है?
सर 10% अगर ऑब्जेक्शंस किसी ने करनी है शेयर होल्डर्स ने तो उसके लिए 10% है, और अगर क्रेडिटर्स की है तो 5%।
हाँ, डिबेंचर का तो 5% है ना। और 90% कहां आता है?
90% अगर मीटिंग नहीं करनी है तो उस केस में 90% की
राइट। हाँ, तो देखिए इतनी चीजें तो हमारे को कम से कम याद रहनी ही चाहिए सेक्शन 230 में। ये पॉइंट नंबर 9 में आता है 90%। देखो कितना आसान है याद करना, 9 और 90, ठीक है। अगर आपसे ये भी पूछ ले कि कौन सी क्लॉज में 90% लिखा है तो 9 क्लॉज में लिखा, 0 का तो कोई वैल्यू होता ही नहीं। तो सेक्शन 230, ठीक है। तो सेक्शन 230 आपको याद हो गया। अब 133 में क्या लिखा है? 133 में कहा है फिर? 133 में कहता है कि भाई आपका जो अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स की बात करता हूं। चलिए अब हम दोबारा से चलते हैं अपना नेक्स्ट सेक्शन पर। सेक्शन हमारा 231। अब हमने 230 पढ़ लिया और 230 के साथ में हमने इसके रूल्स भी पढ़ लिए। नाउ 231 पढ़ लीजिए प्लीज।
231 power of tribunal to enforce compromise or arrangement. If the tribunal makes an order under section 230 sanctioning a compromise or arrangement in respect of company, it shall have the power to supervise the implementation of the compromise or arrangement, and may at the time of making such order or at any other time thereafter give such directions in regard to any matter or make such modifications in the compromise or arrangement as it may consider necessary for the proper implementation of the compromise or arrangement. If the tribunal is satisfied that the compromise or arrangement sanctioned under section 230 cannot be implemented satisfactorily with or without modifications, and the company is unable to pay its debts as per the scheme, it may make an order for winding up of the company, and such an order shall be deemed to be an order under section 273.
तो यहीं पर क्या है, यहीं से वाइंडिंग अप भी हो जाएगी शुरू।
जी।
Yes.
The provisions of this section shall so far as may be also apply to company in respect of which an order has been made before the commencement of this act sanctioning a compromise or an arrangement.
भाई इससे पहले भी था ना, कंपनी 1956 में भी था, तो उसकी बात, क्योंकि यहाँ पर रूल क्या हो गए, यहाँ रूल चेंज हो गए, है ना। तो ये हमारा है सेक्शन 231। तो सेक्शन 231 बेसिकली क्या बात करता है? सेक्शन 231 बात करता है पावर ऑफ ट्रिब्यूनल टू एनफोर्स कॉम्प्रोमाइज और अरेंजमेंट। अभी ऐसा भी उसको लग सकता है ये जो स्कीम दे रहे हैं ये वर्केबल नहीं होगी। वर्केबल नहीं होगी तो क्या वाइंडिंग अप के लिए क्या देगा? है ना, और सुपरवाइज कर सकता है। सुपरवाइज का मतलब क्या है, अपना चेयरमैन अपॉइंट कर देगा, अपना लिक्विडेटर अपॉइंट कर देगा। जो एनसीएलटी है, एनसीएलटी के पास बहुत सारे ऑफिसर्स रहते हैं, तो उनमें से किसी को अपॉइंट कर देते हैं टू सुपरवाइज द स्कीम ऑफ कॉम्प्रोमाइज और अरेंजमेंट। ठीक है, चलिए 232 देखते हैं। 232 देखिए, मर्जर एंड एमालगमेशन। यस प्लीज। तो 232 देखिए।
Section 1. Where an application is made to the tribunal under Section 230 for the sanctioning of a compromise or an arrangement proposed between a company and any such persons as are mentioned in that section, and it is shown to the tribunal that the compromise or arrangement has been proposed for the purposes of or in connection with a scheme of for the reconstruction of the company or companies involving merger or amalgamation of any two or more companies, and that under the scheme the whole or any part of the undertaking, property or liabilities of any company or is required to be transferred to another company or is proposed to be divided among and transferred to two or more companies. The tribunal may, on such application, order a meeting of the creditors or class of creditors or members or class of members, as the case may be, to be called, held, and conducted in such manner as the tribunal may direct, and the provisions of section 3 to 6 of section 230 shall apply, that is pertinence.
तो ये मर्जर और अमेलगमेशन की बात कर रहा है। मर्जर और अमेलगमेशन में जैसे मैडम ने भी इनडायरेक्टली हिंट किया कि अगर कोई प्रॉपर्टी ट्रांसफर का मामला है, तो क्योंकि लोग दिमाग ज्यादा चलाते हैं ना कि भाई एक कंपनी की प्रॉपर्टी दूसरी कंपनी में ट्रांसफर कर ले, एक स्कीम दे दो, तो वो एनसीएलटी भी इस चीज को देखता है कि भाई इनका पर्पस क्या है, इंटेंट क्या है, क्या ये लॉस ब्रॉट फॉरवर्ड करना चाहते हैं, क्या प्रॉपर्टी को ट्रांसफर करना चाहते हैं, तो उसके हिसाब से ही वो फिर डायरेक्शंस देता है। यस प्लीज।
But is the stamp duty payable
हाँ,
on this transfer
यस,
or
और
this transfer?
बिल्कुल
Because this
बिल्कुल।
transfer
अभी तो मैडम से बात हुई ना कि स्टैम्प ड्यूटी
But
तो पेबल है ना।
but sir, this transfer is not transfer under Income Tax Act.
नहीं, आप इनकम टैक्स में सेक्शन 2 थ्रू सब सेक्शन 37 पढ़ लो। सेक्शन 2 सब सेक्शन 37 लाए पहले। देखो जब शुरू शुरू में ये आया था लोगों ने खूब मजे लिए, तब इस पर स्टैम्प ड्यूटी नहीं थी, बाद में लग गई। ये जो मर्जर अमेलगमेशन आया, ये पता है कब का आया पड़ा है, बहुत पुराना आया हुआ है। तो जब शुरू शुरू में आया था तो लोगों को पता नहीं था इसके बारे में, तो उस टाइम लोगों ने बहुत इसका फायदा उठाया। लेकिन धीरे धीरे वो गवर्नमेंट भी सियानी हो जाती है, तो गवर्नमेंट को भी लगा यार ये तो इस तरह से यहां से बच के निकल रहे हैं, तो उसको प्लग इन कर देती है। तो एज ऑन डेट ये स्टैम्प ड्यूटी इज पेएबल, बट उसका दूसरा तरीका है, वो कभी फिर बताएंगे, अभी आईबीसी का पार्ट नहीं है वो। चलिए प्लीज नेक्स्ट।
Where an order has been made by the tribunal under subsection 1, merging companies or the companies in respect of which a division is proposed shall also be required to circulate the following for the meeting so tribunal, namely, the draft of the proposed terms of the scheme drawn up and adopted by the directors of the merging company, confirmation that a copy of the draft scheme has been filed with the registrar, a report adopted by the directors of the merging companies explaining effect of compromise on each class of shareholders, KMP, promoters and non-promoter shareholders, laying out in particular the share exchange ratio, specifying any special valuation difficulties, the report of the expert with regard to valuation, if any, a supplementary accounting statement if the last annual accounts of any of the merging company relate to financial year ending more than 6 months before the first meeting of the company summoned for the purposes of approving the scheme. The tribunal may, the tribunal, after satisfying itself that the procedure specified in subsection 1 and 2 has been complied with, may by order sanction the compromise or arrangement, or by subsequent order make provision for the following matters, namely, the transfer to the transferee company of the whole or any part of the undertaking, property or liabilities of the transfer company from a date to be determined by the parties, unless the tribunal, for reasons to be recorded by it in writing, decides otherwise. The allotment or appropriation by the transferee company of any shares, debentures, policies, or other like instruments in the company, which under the compromise or arrangement are to be allotted or appropriated by that company to or for any purpose. और
अब यहाँ पर
for
एक
any
बात और
purpose.
आती है, वो क्या है कि ना जितनी भी इस टाइप की स्कीम्स होती हैं इसमें दो डेट्स रहती हैं, एक होती है अपॉइंटेड डेट और एक होती है इफेक्टिव डेट। तो ये डेट्स भी इंपॉर्टेंट है ना, उसके बारे में भी हम आगे पढ़ेंगे कि अपॉइंटेड डेट क्या है, इफेक्टिव डेट क्या है और उसका क्या मीनिंग है, क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है, उस पर भी नॉर्मली क्वेश्चंस पूछ लेते हैं। 5 से 7 ही पॉइंट्स हैं कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट में जिस पर एग्जामिनर सवाल पूछता है नॉर्मली, बाकी तो सिंपल ही है। यस प्लीज।
Provided that a transferee company shall not, as the result of compromise or arrangement, hold any shares in its own name or in the name of any trust, whether on its behalf or on behalf of any of its subsidiary or associate companies, and any such shares shall be cancelled or extinguished. The continuation by or against the transferee company of any legal proceedings pending by or against any transfer company on the date of transfer. Dissolution without winding up of any transfer company. The provision to be made for any persons who, within such time and in such manner as the tribunal directs, dissent from the compromise or arrangement, where share capital is held by any non-resident shareholder under the foreign direct investment norms or guidelines specified by central government or in accordance with any law for the timing in force, the allotment of shares of the transferee company to such shareholder shall be in the manner specified in the order.
तो एनआरआई शेयर होल्डिंग है ना।
हाँ
Yes.
जी।
हाँ जी।
The transfer of the employees of the transfer company to the transferee company, where the transfer company is a listed company and the transferee company is an unlisted company, the transferee company shall remain an unlisted company until it becomes a listed company. If shareholders of the transfer company decides to opt out of the transferee company, provision shall be made for the payment of value of the shares held by them and other benefits in accordance with the predetermined price formula, or after a valuation is made, and the arrangements under this provision may be made by the tribunal.
तो अगर आपको इसके लिए अगर आपने सेबी रेगुलेशंस पढ़े हों तो सेबी में भी क्या है, डीलिस्टिंग रेगुलेशंस है। तो डीलिस्टिंग में क्या है कि अगर कोई कंपनी डीलिस्ट होना चाहती है तो उसके लिए क्या रेगुलेशंस है, तो वो भी दे विल आल्सो कम इनटू प्ले।
जी।
चलिए मैडम प्लीज।
Provided that the amount of the payment or valuation under this clause for any share shall not be less than what has been specified by SEBI under any regulations framed by it.
ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर क्लियर हो गया है ना। तो सेबी में भी रेगुलेशंस हैं, वो भी हमारे सिलेबस में है, डीलिस्टिंग रेगुलेशंस है ना, एलओडीआर, आईसीडीआर, वो सारे भी रेगुलेशंस हमारे को जब हम पढ़ लेंगे तो हमें पूरी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पिक्चर मिल जाएगी। यस प्लीज।
Where the transfer company is dissolved, the fees, if any, paid by the transfer company on its authorized capital shall be set off against any fees payable by the transferee company on its authorized capital subsequent to the amalgamation.
हाँ, तो देखो अगर क्या होता है कि ऑथराइज कैपिटल की फीस दी होती है,
हाँ
भाई
जी।
एक कंपनी है उसकी 20 करोड़ की ऑथराइज कैपिटल, आपने पेमेंट ऑफ फीस की थी। अब नई कंपनी है वो 50 करोड़ की बन रही है ना, तो जो आपने फीस दी थी वो ऑफसेट हो जाएगी उससे, मतलब ये है। हाँ जी प्लीज।
Such incidental, consequential, and supplemental matters as are deemed necessary to secure that the merger or amalgamation is fully and effectively carried out. Provided no compromise or arrangement shall be sanctioned by the tribunal unless a certificate by the company's auditor has been filed with the tribunal to the effect that the accounting treatment, if any, proposed in the scheme of compromise or arrangement is in conformity with the accounting standards prescribed under section 133.
ये 133 बार बार तंग कर रहा है, एक बार 133 को भी पढ़ ही लेते हैं है ना, एक बार ये पूरा कर लें सेक्शन फिर 133 को भी पढ़ लेंगे, क्योंकि बार बार कहता है 133 पे जाओ 133 पे जाओ, चले जाएंगे 133 पे भी। चलिए प्लीज।
When an order under this section provides for the transfer of any property or liabilities, then by virtue of the order, that property shall be transferred to the transferee company, and the liabilities shall be transferred to and become the liabilities of the transferee company. And any property may, if the order so directs, be freed from any charge, which shall by virtue of the compromise or arrangement cease to have effect. Every company in relation to which the order is made shall cause a certified copy of the order to be filed with the registrar for registration within 30 days of receipt of the certified copy of the order. The scheme under this section shall clearly indicate an appointed date
हाँ,
from which
ये
it
इंपॉर्टेंट
shall
है,
be
अपॉइंटेड डेट क्या होती है,
from which it shall be effective, and the scheme shall be deemed to be effective from such date and not at a date subsequent to the appointed date. Every
इसमें डेट दी
company
जाती है कि भाई ये स्कीम कब से इफेक्टिव होगी, उस डेट को कहते हैं अपॉइंटेड डेट।
Every company in relation to which the order is made shall, until the completion of the scheme, file a statement in such form and within such time as may be prescribed, with the registrar every year duly certified by a chartered accountant or a cost accountant or a company secretary in practice, indicating whether the scheme is being complied with in accordance with the orders of the tribunal or not.
तो अब ये क्या प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है ये भी देख लेते हैं। स्टेटमेंट जो है क्या प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है, ये प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है स्टेटमेंट, ये स्टेटमेंट है। क्या है स्टेटमेंट ये? नजर आ रहा होगा स्क्रीन पर, उस पर स्क्रीन पर
नहीं, सभी नहीं आया।
नहीं आ रहा? मैं दोबारा स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ, आना तो चाहिए।
क्लिक नहीं हो रहा था सर।
हाँ अब आया, आना चाहिए। वो कई बार एक थोड़ा टाइम ले लेता है।
अभी आ गया सर।
हाँ हाँ जी, आ रहा मैडम नजर?
For the purpose, हाँ जी sir.
हाँ।
Statement of compliance in mergers and amalgamations. For the
हम्म
purpose of subsection 7 of section 232 of the Act, every company in relation to which an order is made under subsection 3 of section 232 of the Act shall, until the scheme is fully implemented, file with the registrar of companies the statement in form CAA 8 along with such fees as specified in the company's registration office and fees rules 2014 within 210 days from the end of each financial year.
तो आपको CAA 8 में फाइल करना है विद इन 210 डेज फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ ईच फाइनेंशियल ईयर, जब तक ये स्कीम फुल्ली इंप्लीमेंट नहीं हो जाए। कि भाई स्कीम फुल्ली इंप्लीमेंट होने में 2 साल 3 साल भी लग सकते हैं, तो आपको 210 डेज के बाद में ये फाइल करनी है आपको फॉर्म नंबर CAA 8 के अंदर। ठीक है जी, चलिए ये भी हो गया। एक ये हम यहाँ पर थे, हाँ जी 8 नंबर पर थे हम लोग।
If a company fails to comply with subsection 5, the company and every officer of the company who is in default shall be liable to penalty of 20,000 rupees, and where the failure is a continuing one, with a further penalty of 1,000 rupees for each day after the first during which such failure continues, subject to maximum of 3 lakh rupees.
तो कंपनी पर भी पेनल्टी है और ऑफिसर पर भी पेनल्टी, दोनों पर पेनल्टी है।
Explanation. For the purposes of this section, in a scheme involving a merger where under the scheme the undertaking, property or liabilities of one or more companies, including the company in respect of which the compromise or arrangement is proposed, are to be transferred to another existing company, it is a merger by absorption. And where the undertaking, property or liabilities of 2 or more companies, including the company in respect of which the compromise or arrangement is proposed, are to be transferred to a new company, whether or not a public company, it is a merger by formation of a new company.
हाँ, तो 2 टाइप के मर्जर हो गए, एक तो हो गया एब्जॉर्प्शन और एक हो गया फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ए न्यू कंपनी।
New company.
भाई एक तो ये ए और बी है, ए बी में मर्ज हो गई, ए खत्म हो गई, ठीक है ना? तो बी, तो ए कंपनी बी कंपनी में मर्ज हो गई, तो ये मर्जर बाई एब्जॉर्प्शन।
Absorption.
और दूसरे में क्या है, 2 कंपनियां मर्ज हो रही, ए और बी, और तीसरी कंपनी नई बन रही है सी, तो वो हो गया फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ए न्यू कंपनी।
References to merging companies are in relation to merger by absorption to the transfer and transferee companies, and in relation to merger by formation of a new company to the transferor companies. In a scheme involves a division where under the scheme the undertaking, property and liabilities of the company in respect of which the compromise or arrangement is proposed are to be divided among and transferred to 2 or more companies, each of which is either an existing company or a new company. And property includes assets, rights, and interest of every description, and liabilities include debts and obligations of every description.
ठीक है जी, तो ये हो गया हमारा सेक्शन 232।
2.
अब चलते हैं 233 पर।
Merger or amalgamation of certain companies.
हाँ
233, subsection 1. Notwithstanding the provisions of section 230 and 232, a scheme of merger or amalgamation may be entered into between 2 or more small companies or
हाँ,
between a holding
अब ये आ
company.
गया कुछ स्पेसिफिक टाइप की कंपनी, स्मॉल कंपनी है, होल्डिंग सब्सिडरी है, आगे फिर हम गवर्नमेंट नॉन गवर्नमेंट भी पढ़ेंगे, ये सब चीज इसमें आ गया।
Or between holding company and its wholly owned subsidiary company or such other class or classes of companies as may be prescribed.
हाँ, अब
subject
एज
to
में
the
भी
following.
प्रेस्क्राइब्ड में क्या है देख लेते हैं कि एज में भी प्रेस्क्राइब्ड में क्या है। हम क्या करेंगे, एज में भी प्रेस्क्राइब पर क्लिक करेंगे तो हमारे को क्या प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है ये आएगा। क्या प्रेस्क्राइब्ड है, ये है प्रेस्क्राइब्ड जो हम अभी बात कर
The
रहे थे ना।
scheme,
हाँ,
A scheme of merger or amalgamation under Section 233 of the Act may be entered into between any of the following class of companies, namely two or more startup companies, one or more startup company with one or more small company, or one or more unlisted company other than Section 8 company with one or more unlisted company other than Section 8 company, where every company involved in the merger meets the following criteria as on a day not more than 30 days before the date of notice referred to in clause A of subsection 1 of section 233.
तो इसमें क्या है बेसिकली, जिसमें पब्लिक सब्सटेंशियली इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है ना भाई, बोरोइंग कम है, कोई डिफॉल्ट नहीं है, ये सब चीज एक बार क्विकली देख लेते हैं.
The borrowing of the company from banks or financial institutions or any other body corporate is less than 50 crore rupees, and such a company has no default in repayment of such borrowings, or provided that a certificate from the auditor of the company that the company meets the conditions referred to in this clause shall be attached along with the application under subsection 2 of section 233. A holding company, listed or unlisted, and its one or more unlisted subsidiary company or companies, or one or more subsidiary company of a holding company with one or more other subsidiary company of the same holding company where the transfer company or companies are not listed. Merger of the transfer foreign company incorporated outside India being a holding company with a transferee Indian company being its wholly owned subsidiary company incorporated in India referred to in sub-rule 5 of Rule 25A. Explanation.
हाँ, पढ़ लीजिए पढ़ लीजिए.
For the purposes of this sub-rule, a startup company means a private company incorporated under Companies Act 2013 or Companies Act 1956 and recognized as such in accordance with notification number GSR 127 dated 19th February 2019 issued by Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. For the purposes of clause C of subsection 1 of section 233 of the Act, the declaration of solvency shall be filed by each of the companies involved in the scheme of merger or amalgamation in Form CAA 10, along with the fees as provided in the company's registration offices and fees rules 2014 before convening the meeting of members and creditors for approval of the scheme. For the purpose of clause B and D of subsection 1 of section 233 of the Act, the notice of the meeting to the members and creditors shall be accompanied by a statement as far as applicable referred to in subsection 3 of section 230 of the Act read with sub-rule 3 of Rule 6 hereof. The declaration of solvency made in pursuance of clause C of subsection 1 of section 233 of the Act in Form CAA 10 and copy of the scheme. For the purposes of subsection 2 of section 233 of the Act, the transferee company shall within 7 days after the conclusion of the meeting of members of class of members or creditors file a copy of the scheme as agreed to by the members and creditors along with the report of the result of each of the meetings in Form CAA 11 with the central government, along with the fees as provided under the company's registration offices and fees rules 2014. Copy of the scheme shall also be filed along with Form CAA 11 with the Registrar of Companies in Form GNL 1, along with the fees provided under the company's registration office and fees rules 2014 and the official liquidator through hand delivery or by registered post or speed post. Where no objection or suggestion is received within a period of 30 days of receipt of copy of scheme under subsection 2 of section 233 from the ROC or official liquidator by central government, and the central government is of the opinion that the scheme is in the public interest or in the interest of creditors, it may within a period of 15 days after the expiry of the said 30 days issue a confirmation order of such scheme of merger or amalgamation in Form CAA 12. Provided that if the central government does not issue the confirmation order within a period of 60 days of the receipt of the scheme under subsection 2 of section 233, it shall be deemed that it has no objection to the scheme and a confirmation order shall be issued accordingly. Where objections or suggestions are received within a period of 30 days of receipt of copy of scheme under subsection 2 of section 233 from ROC or official liquidator or both by the central government, and such objections or suggestions of ROC or official liquidator are not sustainable, and the central government is of the opinion that the scheme is in the public interest or in the interest of creditors, it may within a period of 30 days after expiry of 30 days referred to above issue a confirmation order of such scheme of merger or amalgamation in Form CA 12. The central government is of the opinion, whether on the basis of such objections or otherwise, that the scheme is not in public interest or in the interest of creditors, It may, within 60 days of the receipt of the scheme, file an application before the tribunal in Form C-813, stating the objections or opinion and requesting that the tribunal may consider the scheme under Section 232 of the Act. Provided that if the central government does not issue a confirmation order under Clause A or does not file any application under Clause B within period of 60 days of the receipt of the scheme under subsection 2 of Section 233 of the Act, it shall be deemed that it has no objection to the scheme and a confirmation order shall be issued accordingly. The confirmation order of the scheme issued by the central government or tribunal under subsection 7 of Section 233 of the Act shall be filed within 30 days of the receipt of the order of confirmation.
बस इतना ही काफी है।
INC
अब
20.
देखिए, अब देखो आपने काफी कुछ पढ़ लिया, ठीक है। देखो सबसे पहले हमें करना क्या, जैसे जितने भी अलाइड लॉज है 5 मिनट जनरल डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं। है क्या अलाइड लॉज में प्रॉब्लम क्या आती है, ज्यादातर के पास तो एक्ट ही नहीं है। अगर एक्ट है तो वो बहुत पुराना है ना, या वो एक्ट नहीं है कुछ और ही है, मतलब कोई टेक्स्ट बुक है या कोई समरी बुक है। तो इसलिए हमने क्या किया, हमने तो अपनी वेबसाइट पर सारे एक्ट डाल रखे हैं, आप वहीं से पढ़ लीजिए, कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है कोई एक्ट खरीदने की, है कि नहीं। क्योंकि देखो जब तक आप बेयर एक्ट को नहीं पढ़ते ना तब तक आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आता प्रॉपरली, है ना। या तो ये है कि भाई आपको बहुत टाइम हो गया, जगह जगह थोड़ा पढ़ के आपको क्या है कि एक बेसिक आइडिया जनरेट हो जाता है। लेकिन वो अगर आपने बहुत ज्यादा नहीं पढ़ा हुआ तो वो आइडिया भी जनरेट नहीं होता। तो अब दो ही तरीके हैं अलाइड लॉज के लिए। पहला कि भाई आप सारे बेयर एक्ट पढ़ो, आपको बेयर एक्ट खरीदने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, आप हमारी वेबसाइट पर सारे अवेलेबल हैं, वहां से पढ़ लो। चलो जी ठीक है, हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, हम बेयर एक्ट नहीं पढ़ सकते। हमने आपकी सुविधा के लिए क्या किया हुआ, आपको ऑनलाइन क्वेश्चन दे रखे, और उस क्वेश्चन के आंसर भी आपके पास आते हैं, इनकरेक्ट या करेक्ट। जो इनकरेक्ट आते हैं उसको आप दोबारा से एक बार देख लो, उसके लिए बुक खोल लो। ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि कुछ गलत हमारी तरफ से भी हो। अगर वो गलत हमारी तरफ से तो हमारे को पॉइंट आउट कीजिए आप कि भाई ये गलत है। ये होता क्या है कि स्टाफ ही क्वेश्चंस बनाते हैं, तो वो भी आप हमें पॉइंट आउट कर सकते हैं, और उससे भी आप अपना एक थोड़ी सी एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो डेवलप हो सकती है। कोई भी क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने में आपको 10 से 15 सेकंड से ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता है ना। तो आपने 1 मिनट में 4 क्वेश्चन आंसर कर लिए। तो अगर आपको 100 क्वेश्चन भी आंसर करने हैं तो कितने हो गया आपका, 25 मिनट में आपने 100 क्वेश्चन आंसर कर लिए, आधे घंटे में आपने 100 क्वेश्चन हो गए आपके। और आधा घंटा इस पर लगा दोगे तो 1 घंटे में आपके 100 क्वेश्चन रिवाइज हो जाएंगे। और हमारा माइंड इस तरह से काम करता है कि अगर कोई गलती हो गई ना तो बाद में हमें फिर याद रहता है, यार ये गलत था, उसी उसी को रिवाइज कर लो आप, जो गलत गलत है। तो यू कैन मेक अ मेंटल नोट कि भाई देखो 100 क्वेश्चन तो आपके हो गए ना। ये जो कॉम्प्रोमाइज, ये जो मैं आप पीपीटी शेयर करता हूँ आपसे, ये मैंने आपको ग्रुप में भी शेयर की है। तो इसमें भी मैंने क्या किया हुआ है, एक एक सेक्शन, एक एक सब सेक्शन के ऊपर सारा क्वेश्चंस बना रखे हैं, मल्टीपल चॉइस, और उसके आंसर भी दे रखे हैं। इसकी वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग भी अवेलेबल है ना। अब जैसे कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट है, अब हमने क्या किया, भाई देखो ये जैसे कर दिया, तो सबसे पहले तो हमने एक 1 पेज समरी बना दी। ऐसे आपको इसको 1 पेज समरी तो आप याद कर ही सकते हो, इसमें तो कोई खास बात नहीं है ना। भाई आपको मान लो नहीं टाइम है आपके पास, तो आप ये तो वर्ड 1 पेज याद कर ही सकते हो। अब आपने ये याद कर लिया, आपको इतनी राम कहानी करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, ठीक है। आपने 1 पेज वो पढ़ा, उसके बाद में आपने क्या करना, सीधे आप क्वेश्चन नंबर पे आ जाओ। ये फॉर्म नंबर है, ये फॉर्म नंबर अगर आप ध्यान में रख लो कि भाई कौन सा फॉर्म नंबर किसके लिए है। वैसे फॉर्म नंबर पर वो जनरली सवाल नहीं पूछेगा, ठीक है। फिर भी अगर आप याद रखना चाहते हो तो दीज आर दी फॉर्म नंबर्स। ये दूसरी स्लाइड हो गई, मिनिमम इतना 2 स्लाइड तो याद कर ही लोगे, है ना। यहाँ हमने मीनिंग भी दे दिया सारा आपको, तो ये बेसिकली बात दे दी कि 3/4 इन वैल्यू फलाना। ये तीसरा पेज हो गया आपका, 3 पेज हो गए। 3 पेज के अलावा अब आपको क्या करना है, ये 3 पेज आपने पढ़ लिया, ठीक है। अब इन 3 पेज के बाद सीधा आप क्वेश्चन आंसर पे चले जाओ, ठीक है। ये आप कहाँ जाओगे मैं बताता हूँ। इतनी राम कहानी पढ़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, ये तो वो पढ़ें जिनको टाइम है या जिनको इंटरेस्ट है। ये सब कुछ पढ़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं आप। ये देखिए, अब हमने क्या किया, एक एक सेक्शन, एक एक सब सेक्शन पर एक सवाल कर दिया, ठीक है। सेक्शन 230 सब सेक्शन 1 पर एक सवाल बना दिया, ठीक है। ये सेक्शन 230, ये 232 पर फर्स्ट बना दिया, 232, 233, एक एक सेक्शन, एक एक सब सेक्शन पर सवाल बना रखा है। इनको तो आप कर ही सकते हो, ठीक है। इनको करने के बाद में आपको क्या होगा, इसके आंसर भी शो कर देगा यहाँ। अब ये इसने पहले चैप्टर के सारे आंसर कर दिए, ठीक है। अब आप चले गए 232 से 240 पे। अब ये 232 पे सवाल बना दिया इसने, है ना, इस तरह से। अब आप कहोगे जी ये भी बहुत ज्यादा है, ठीक है। अगर ये भी बहुत ज्यादा है तो तीसरा हमने क्या किया, इसी चीज को ऑनलाइन भी डाल दिया, ठीक है। ये मैडम की वो है पीपीटी, जो इसकी वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग भी है और इसकी ये पीपीटी भी है, ठीक है। पर आप कहोगे जी ऐसा है, हम तो इतना नहीं पढ़ सकते। कोई बात नहीं, आपने सिर्फ 3 स्लाइड पढ़नी है, और 3 स्लाइड के बाद सीधे आप जो है इस पर आ जाओ, ऑनलाइन टेस्ट पर। ये सब कुछ पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं, आपको इंटरेस्ट है पढ़ो, अदरवाइज आपने क्या करना है, सीधे के सीधे यहां पर चले आए, कंट्रोल लैंड पे चले जाओ, और कंट्रोल लैंड पे ऑनलाइन टेस्ट, ठीक है। आपने ऑनलाइन टेस्ट पे गए, जैसे कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट अमेलगमेशन, ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट अमेलगमेशन का आपने टेस्ट ले लिया ऑनलाइन, ठीक है। ये मेरी स्क्रीन नजर आ रही होगी आपको, आ रही है नजर?
नहीं सर।
नहीं नहीं आ रही।
नहीं आ रही? क्यों? अरे यार पहले बोल दिया करो ना, मैंने तो राम कहानी कर दी, आप कह रहे हो स्क्रीन नजर आ रही। अब देखो, अब नजर आ रही है, आ गई,
हाँ जी सर।
है ना। तो ये ऑनलाइन टेस्ट है, ठीक है। ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में क्या करना है, आपने अपना ईमेल आईडी दे देना है, जो भी आपका ईमेल आईडी है। आपने ईमेल आईडी दिया, स्टार्ट किया। स्टार्ट के बाद आपसे ये पूछेगा पासवर्ड, पासवर्ड आपको अपने आप बनाना है, कोई भी पासवर्ड रखो, ठीक है। आपको हमें थोड़ी बताना है कुछ, आपको अपना पासवर्ड बनाना है, कुछ भी बना लीजिए आप, और फिर वो उसी को रीटाइप कर देना, ठीक है। कर दिया। उसके बाद में आपका फर्स्ट नेम, ये सब पूछ लेगा, जो भी आपका नाम है। ये टेस्ट शुरू हो गया, इस पर 30 सवाल दे दिया हमने, ठीक है। ये 30 सवाल के आपने आंसर करो। मान लो आपको कुछ भी नहीं आता कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट में, ठीक है। मान लो आपको कुछ भी नहीं आता, आप कुछ भी आंसर कर दो। अब ये दो ही बातें होंगी, या तो सही होगा या गलत होगा, है ना। जो सही, कुछ कॉमन सेंस तो है ही आप में, कॉमन सेंस से कुछ आंसर कर दो। मान लो वो गलत होगा तो उसको रिवाइज कर लो दोबारा तिबारा, बस। 30 क्वेश्चन आंसर करने में आपको 10 मिनट भी नहीं लगेंगे, और 10 मिनट रिवीजन में लगा दो, हो गया काम आपका, बस है क्या। तो आपको देखना है आपके पास कितना टाइम है, कितना इंटरेस्ट है, उस हिसाब से आप अपनी तैयारी कीजिए। जो अगर आप कंपनी सेक्रेटरी हो तो नेचुरली आपको पहले से ही नॉलेज होगी, आपने इस टाइप के कोई असाइनमेंट पहले हैंडल किए हैं तो नॉलेज होगी, है ना। और नहीं भी है तो भी एग्जाम तो पास करना ही है, अपना पर्पस तो है, तो एग्जाम पास करने में कम से कम ये ऑनलाइन टेस्ट भी आपकी काफी मदद करेंगे। आपको कुछ आता है नहीं आता कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आप इसको अटेम्प्ट करना शुरू करो, कॉमन सेंस से करो, कुछ तो क्वेश्चन अपने आप ही सही हो जाते हैं, है ना। जो गलत होते हैं उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान दे दो, उसको थोड़ा सा पढ़ लो, बस इतनी सी बात है। और इसमें मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन जो पूछे जाते हैं कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट में, ये पूछते हैं परसेंटेज पर। 75% पूछते हैं, 90% पूछते हैं, 10% पूछते हैं, 5%, ये चार, या अपॉइंटेड डेट पूछते हैं। इसके अलावा सवाल नहीं पूछते वो, ठीक है जी। तो आज संडे है, आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है तो, बाकी मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर कर दी है, पहले वाली भी, आज वाली भी रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर हो जाएगी। और इसके अलावा कई बार क्या होता है, मान लो मेरे पास भी टाइम नहीं है, आप भी ग्रुप में लिख सकते हो कि जी मीटिंग खोल दो, ठीक है। तो आप मीटिंग ओपन कर देंगे हम, आप आपस में भी डिस्कस कर सकते हो, आप बैठ के भी अपने आप भी पढ़ सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं। तो जितने भी है ना सब, आप ऑनलाइन टेस्ट तो हमने मेरे ख्याल सब सारे अलाइड लॉज पे बना दिए, है ना। जो अब अगली मीटिंग में हम क्या करेंगे, जो 2-3 नए अलाइड लॉज आए ना, जैसे मीडिएशन एक्ट आया, डाटा प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट आया, या एपीएफ वगैरह वाला आया, है ना, तो उसको थोड़ा सा और रिवाइज कर ले। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट, सेल ऑफ गुड्स वगैरह, तो बाकी तो हमने सारी केस स्टडीज भी आपको दे रखी हैं ग्रुप में, है ना। और नहीं भी दे रखी तो मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर दूंगा, तो उस केस स्टडी से भी आपको समझ में आ जाएगा, मेरे ख्याल कोई इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। तो उस हिसाब से अगर आपके पास बहुत कम टाइम है तो आप क्या करो, सीधे ऑनलाइन टेस्ट अटेम्प्ट करना शुरू कर दो और कुछ भी मत करो, और उसमें जो गलत है उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान दे लो, उसके हिसाब से अपनी स्टडी को मॉड्यूलेट कर लो, इतना तो करना ही पड़ेगा। लेकिन मैं ये कहूंगा कभी भी पुराने लॉज से, पुरानी बुक से मत पढ़िए, वो आपको गलत गाइड कर सकते हैं। मान लो आपके पास कभी कंपनी देखो पुराना पड़ा हुआ है 2015 का, 2018 का, उसको फेंक दो, आप उसको मत पढ़ो, लेटेस्ट से पढ़ो हमेशा। अगर आपके पास नहीं है तो ऑनलाइन पढ़ो, ऑनलाइन तो लेटेस्ट होता ही है, और हमने तो अपनी साइट पे डाल रखा है। ठीक है भाई, आप सोचोगे यार हम इतनी किताबें क्यों खरीदें, है ना, तो कोई जरूरत भी नहीं है, आप ऑनलाइन पढ़ो। ये
सर
हाँ जी।
सर मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि कंपनी एक्ट ना पिछले 1 महीने से, जून से मैं कंपनी एक्ट ही पढ़ रही हूँ, और मतलब कि जो पढ़ते हैं ना याद ही नहीं होता है। तो आपके पास कंपनी एक्ट के हर चैप्टर के अलग अलग टेस्ट बने हुए हैं?
बिल्कुल बने हुए मैडम, एक एक सेक्शन, एक एक सब सेक्शन पे, मैंने अभी तो बताया।
सर क्योंकि मैं जो आपने पहले शेयर किए थे वो तो अलग अलग बेयर एक्ट के ऊपर थे ना, अलग अलग अलाइड लॉज थे। कंपनी एक्ट का चैप्टर वाइज आपने मेरे को लगता है
अभी अभी
शेयर किया।
बताया ना मैंने, ये कंपनी देख के ही दिखाया मैंने आपको,
हाँ अभी
अलग
आपने,
अलग सेक्शन वाइज,
अभी
सब सेक्शन
दिखाया,
वाइज पूरा बना हुआ है,
बट
और
आपने
इसका
ग्रुप में।
वीडियो लेक्चर भी है।
सर मतलब थोड़ा यही मुझे है कि कंपनी एक्ट याद ही नहीं होता है, मतलब मुझे 1 महीने से मैं यही पढ़ रही हूँ, पहले भी पढ़
ऐसा है,
चुकी
मैं
हूँ।
सुबह 5 बादाम खाता हूँ, और
हाँ।
ये मतलब इस तरह से 4-5 ड्राई फ्रूट्स खाता हूँ डेली।
हम्म।
तो उस मुझे तो याद हो जाता है, मुझे तो एक बार चीज याद हो जाए भूलती नहीं है, मुझे भूलाना मुश्किल हो जाता है, ये चक्कर है। तो
सर
आप
तो हमें
बादाम वगैरह खाओ।
Sir, you are a Superman, sir.
एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिकल नहीं किए
You
हो
expect
तो
us, you
कंपनी
expect all of us to be Superman, Superwoman.
सर
अरे
एक्चुअली
Anyway, but
कंपनी
thank
का
you, but
प्रैक्टिकल
thank you
नहीं
for
किया
that
हुआ है इसलिए।
inspiration and motivation, sir.
क्या कह रहे हो मैडम?
सर मैं बोल रही हूँ प्रैक्टिकल ना होने की वजह से थ्योरी याद करना मुश्किल हो रहा है।
देखिए ऐसा है, सबसे पहले तो
प्रैक्टिकल
हमें
में।
अपने आप को ना एफर्मेशन देनी है लाइफ में, हमें अपने आप को एफर्मेशन देनी होती है कि यस आई नो। अगर आप खुद ही बोलोगे यार मुझे तो कुछ याद ही नहीं होता, तो क्या होगा, आप अपने माइंड को क्या फीड कर रहे हो, आप अपने माइंड को ये फीड कर रहे हो भाई मुझे कुछ याद नहीं हो रहा।
सर
जब
नहीं, मैं
आपको,
आपसे टिप्स लेना चाह रही हूँ कि कंपनी एक्ट को कैसे याद करें।
देखो टिप्स मैंने बताया आपको, एक एक सेक्शन, एक एक सब सेक्शन, आप देखो ऐसा है। अब मेरा
पर नहीं
माइंड
पता।
क्या है, मेरा माइंड ये है कि मैं जब भी पढ़ता हूं ऐसे पढ़ता हूं कि मुझे किसी को एक्सप्लेन करना है, मैं अपने लिए नहीं पढ़ता कभी भी। तो
हम्म।
आपका माइंड जो है ना दूसरी डायरेक्शन में काम करने लग जाता है, आपका माइंड, एक तो आप बड़ी क्विकली पढ़ लेते हो, और
हम्म।
दूसरा फिर ये आप अपने आप ऐसे समझ के पढ़ते हो यार मुझे कोई दूसरे को पढ़ाना पड़ेगा, तो फिर कैसे पढ़ाऊंगा उसको, उसको कैसे समझाऊंगा, उसको कैसे इजीली अंडरस्टैंडेबल लैंग्वेज में समझाऊंगा, ये चीज है। तो
और सर
मेरी,
को लगता है कि कितने टाइम में कंपनी एक्ट कंप्लीट हो जाना चाहिए?
भाई देखो ऐसा है, पहली बात तो ये कि सारा कंपनी चेक तो आपके सिलेबस में है भी नहीं,
हम्म।
आपके सिलेबस में कुछ लिमिटेड चैप्टर्स
11
हैं,
चैप्टर है हाँ।
ठीक है ना। उन चैप्टर्स में से भी कुछ तो इजी चैप्टर्स हैं और कुछ थोड़े से डिफिकल्ट हैं, है कि नहीं। आपको क्या है कि आपको देखना है कि भाई नॉर्मली देखो, वो आजकल कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट पे कर रहा है वो जो केस स्टडी बना रहा है, वैसे वो केस स्टडी सेक्शन 8 पे भी बना सकता है, किसी में भी बना देता है वो, बट जनरली थोड़ा बहुत तो हमें वो करना पड़ेगा ना, फिर उस हिसाब से आप सबसे पहले तो पॉजिटिव एफर्मेशंस देना शुरू करो अपने आप को। ये भी पाप होता है, अगर आपको पब्लिकली कभी नहीं बोलना चाहिए मुझे याद होता नहीं होता, दूसरे भी डिस्करेज होते हैं उससे। आपको याद हो रहा नहीं हो रहा, दूसरा सोचेगा यार मुझे भी याद तो नहीं होता, नहीं, ऐसा बोलो मुझे याद होता है, मुझे तो सब, मैं तो एक बार पढ़ता हूँ मुझे सब याद हो जाता है। हम तो ऐसा ही बोलते हैं हमेशा, चाहे हमें कुछ आता है या नहीं आता, हम बोलते हैं भाई हमें तो सब कुछ आता है।
हम्म।
तो ऐसा ही आपको बोलना है, यू फर्स्ट
पर
ऑफ ऑल
मतलब
यू हैव टू
इसमें
गिव यू,
इम्पोर्टेंट चैप्टर्स भी आप बोल रहे हो जिसमें से ज्यादा आता है?
मैं तो बता रहा हूँ ना, जैसे कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट, अमेलगमेशन, वाइंडिंग अप, कम से कम अगर आपको मिनिमम पढ़ना है तो
हाँ।
कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट अमेलगमेशन पढ़ लो, वाइंडिंग अप पढ़ लो, सेक्शन 8 पढ़ लो, बस इतना ही काफी है, मतलब सेक्शन 8 से रिलेटेड प्रोविजंस।
सेक्शन 8।
हाँ,
और सर ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट जो है ये मतलब किस सिचुएशन में कंपनी जाती है, मतलब एप्लीकेशन कब डालती है, उनको लगता है डालना चाहिए?
तो बताया ना अभी, कॉम्प्रोमाइज का मतलब ही यही है। भाई उनका क्या होता है, मतलब दो कंपनी, एक ग्रुप की दो कंपनियां, उस दो कंपनी को देखो क्या होता है, ये सिनर्जीज होती हैं बेसिकली। आप सिनर्जी कब करते हो? सिनर्जी से आपको लगता है कि भाई मेरा ज्यादा ग्रोथ हो सकता है, मैं एक इंडस्ट्रियल जॉइंट बन सकता हूँ, है कि नहीं? मान लीजिए दो छोटी छोटी कंपनी, उनको मर्ज करोगे, बड़ी कंपनी बन जाएगी आपकी। इस चीज, या आपका कोई कंपटीटर है उसके साथ मर्ज कर लेते हो, है ना? इस तरह से वो एक बिजनेस सिनर्जीज हैं। तो बिजनेस सिनर्जीज के हिसाब से होती है जितनी भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज, अमेलगमेशन, सब्सॉर्प्शन होती है।
बट आप बोल रहे हो ना CIRP में भी कंपनी जाती है।
हाँ, तो CIRP में भी जाती है ना, तो रेजोल्यूशन एप्लीकेंट कहता है भाई एक कंपनी मेरी है, एक कंपनी तेरी है, दोनों को मिला दूंगा, यही है।
अच्छा।
ऐसे लिक्विडेशन में है, लिक्विडेशन में भी तो एज ए गोइंग कंसर्न भी आप सेल कर सकते हो ना। और आपके CIRP में COC सजेस्ट करती है कि भाई पहले फॉर द फर्स्ट 90 days यू एग्जॉस्ट द स्कीम ऑफ दिस कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट एमालगमेशन, होता है ना, CA 90 days उनको पीरियड देता है। तो बेसिकली क्या है कि भाई एक बंदा है जो कंपनी खरीदना चाह रहा है ना? जैसे एक भैंस है, समझ लो, आपको ले मैं लैंग्वेज में समझा देता हूँ, ठीक है? आपके पास एक भैंस है, आपका दोस्त है दूसरे, उसके पास 4 भैंसे हैं। आप कहते हैं यार ऐसा है, मेरे एक भैंस से भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा, 4 से भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा, हम मिलके एक डेयरी खोल लेते हैं, है ना? अपनी ये दोनों भैंसे तू भी इसमें डाल दे, मैं भी इसमें डाल देता हूँ, इस डेयरी का एक नाम रख देते हैं, ये नई कंपनी बन गई। यही हो गया मर्जर अमेलगमेशन, और क्या है, यही होता है
ठीक।
बस।
ठीक।
भाई कोई भी चीज हमें ओपन माइंड से समझनी है, एक पॉजिटिव फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड से समझनी है, सब समझ में आ जाता है। अब मेरे जैसे बेवकूफ को समझ में आ गया, आपको नहीं, आप इतने इंटेलिजेंट हो, आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा,
Sir, may
सर
I
हाँ
add
बिल्कुल
something, sir?
एक्सपीरियंस।
हैं?
May I add something?
यस।
May I add something, sir?
हाँ हाँ, बोलिए बोलिए।
Sir, actually, I also have the same feeling, but I have the feeling that I must overcome and I must pass this exam.
यस,
That is one thing, sir.
यही
And
होनी चाहिए।
मेरा इंटरेस्ट ऐसा है,
हाँ,
I read everything in a like a detective novel. ये बंदा
राइट,
क्यों ऐसा कर रहे, अगर
बिल्कुल ठीक
सब
बात है,
तो
बिल्कुल
वो
ठीक।
इंटरेस्टिंग होता, सर. So I think we have to build our own style of reading, sir.
Yes, and you should always read from a teacher's perspective. As you imagine yourself as a teacher, as if you have to explain to somebody.
Yes, sir.
तो उससे क्या होगा, इट विल बी अ वेरी क्विक रीड एंड यू विल नो। अब मैडम को देखो बार बार उबासी आ रही है, मैडम को देख के मुझे भी नींद आनी शुरू हो गई।
One small
Sorry,
thing,
sir.
sir.
I'm
At least
sorry.
once हम जरूर पूरा पढ़ना है, सर. अगर
है?
once पूरा पढ़ लिया तो कॉन्फिडेंस ज्यादा आ जाता, सर.
और क्या, अरे सारा दिन और करना ही क्या होता है, यही सब करना होता है।
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
या तो ऐसा ना भाई आपका बहुत कोई और बड़ा कोई
Anyway,
इंडस्ट्री चल
Trisha
रही
madam,
होगी,
all the best. Don't worry, you will get through. Just try.
और क्या। अरे क्या है, कुछ मुश्किल नहीं है। देखो लंगड़े लोग, अंधे लोग एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ गए, ये कोई मुश्किल काम है? बताओ, एक
Sir,
इमेजिन करो, एक अंधा आदमी एवरेस्ट पे कैसे चढ़ रहा होगा, एक लंगड़ा आदमी, हैंडीकैप्ड आदमी एवरेस्ट पे कैसे चढ़ रहा होगा? ये काम उससे मुश्किल है क्या ABC?
विल पावर है ना।
बस वही चीज है, विल पावर अपनी भी मजबूत करनी है, दूसरे की भी मजबूत करनी है। कभी ऐसा बोलना ही नहीं है मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, मुझे सब समझ में आ रहा।
yes, sir.
ठीक है।
ओके जी, हैव अ गुड डे।
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।